Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. As always, thank you for taking time to watch the video today. We have more PlayStation news, rumors, and leaks to go over and discuss. So before we dive into today's topics, do me a favor and hit the like button to help this video out and show your support. And if you are new to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button as well. The first topic we're talking about has to do with Horizon Forbidden West and some new information we're learning about this game directly from Guerrilla Games. This is reading from PlayStation Universe, and it says Horizon Forbidden West features attitude system to determine NPC personalities. Tribes have unique behavior. Guerrilla Games has taken to the PlayStation blog to reveal a slew of fresh details on Horizon Forbidden West, this time spilling the beans on its vast open world setting and the inhabitants Aloy will bump into. For starters, NPC have been improved substantially, as each non-combatant will form part of a reactive crowd system. In addition, an attitude system has been implemented to determine their personalities, so you'll find yourself brushing shoulders with plenty of unique individuals along the way. It doesn't sound like anything will be a copy and paste job here. Meanwhile, the game's tribes will all possess their own unique behavior and animations to make them instantly recognizable. And so this is Aspen Sogan, Guerrilla Games' lead living world designer. This is what they had to say. Ultimately, our goal is to make sure NPCs feel connected to where they live, and we work closely with other internal teams such as narrative, quest, and environment to make sure that every location feels authentic. Every non-combat NPC in Horizon Forbidden West is part of a crowd system. Within that system, you can create rules such as reactions, walking paths, and other animations. We then also have the attitude system, which determines a personality. This means we can create unique people who behave like individuals within the world. So I wanted to be sure to let you guys know about this because I'm sure that at least some of you listening to this video were part of the recent conversations that were happening when it comes to the overall complexity of Sony's games. There were some individuals saying that Sony's games are not as complex, or they're not really, on that level of complexity when it comes to the different intricate systems that are at play as, say, other AAA games that are held in high regard. And I pushed back on that a little bit because I didn't really agree with it. And I feel like this is the perfect way to highlight just how complex a lot of Sony's games actually are, and how there's literally an individual within Guerrilla Games who is the lead living world designer, where this individual's job is to make the world actually feel as alive and lived in as they possibly can. And as you can see here, Guerrilla Games is pointing out the level of complexity when it comes to these different systems and how much time and effort they're putting into making sure that this world of Horizon Forbidden West, it's going to feel very alive. And I think that that's going to be a huge improvement over the original Horizon Zero Dawn, because I think Guerrilla Games did a very good job with the world of Horizon Zero Dawn. For a studio, it's their first time making an open world game like this, but you can tell they're really trying to take it to another level with this sequel. And I think that it's going to be very interesting when we do play this to see how good of a job they end up doing. But I have the utmost confidence in Guerrilla, and I'm liking what I'm hearing. So let me know your thoughts on that down in the comments below. We're moving on to the next topic, which talks about Kojima Productions. We have a very interesting announcement in regards to Kojima Productions that I think most of you are going to be interested in. Death Stranding creator Kojima Productions opens TV and film division in LA. So this is once again reading from PlayStation Universe. Kojima Productions is officially expanding into music, film, and TV with the announcement of a dedicated division of the Death Stranding developer located in Los Angeles, California. Speaking with GamesIndustry.biz, Riley Russell, the former chief legal officer and VP of business affairs at Sony Interactive Entertainment, confirmed that he will be in charge of the new division. The new division will be tasked with working with creative and talented professionals in television, music, and film, as well as the more familiar games industry. The team has its charter, the goal of expanding the reach and awareness of the properties now under development at Kojima Productions, and to make them even more a part of our popular culture. Although we are a global organization, the new business development team will be centered in Los Angeles, California. We are truly excited and looking forward to working with the very best entertainment talent we can across all of the entertainment industries. So I thought that this was not necessarily the most surprising thing, because I think we heard before that this was something Kojima was considering and something he wanted to pursue with his studio Kojima Productions, and now it has become a real thing. And I have to say, I'm certainly looking forward to seeing what they end up doing here. It makes it clear that whatever it is that Kojima Productions is working on next, we still don't know what their next game is. We may learn about it at the Game Awards. We'll have to wait and find out, but we're going to learn about it at some point. It's clear that it's going to expand beyond just video games. And we know Kojima has always had a very, big interest and just honestly a lot of passion towards film and TV and music, and that always comes through with his games. And it's what makes his games, I think, kind of stand out a little bit. And I think it's really going to be exciting to see like what this new division of Kojima Productions can end up producing and what they can end up doing. So wanted to be sure to let you guys know about this. It really does make you wonder if whatever Kojima's next announcement is, maybe it won't be a game after all. Maybe it will be something outside of that, something that pertains to this new division. Who knows? We'll have to wait and see, but let me know your thoughts about that down in the comments below. But speaking of the Game Awards and some announcements that might be featured there, we have a little bit of an update here. This is reading from PlayStation Lifestyle. And the title says the Game Awards 2021 might feature games that were originally going to be announced last year. Now, I found this interesting because this is exactly what I was speculating, where it seemed pretty clear to me that over the course of 2021, there were probably a lot of games that were supposed to be revealed this year, but because of everything that was going on and the trouble it was causing development teams and publishers, it's very likely that the reveals for these games got pushed back alongside their anticipated launch windows. So it says here, Game Awards producer and host Jeff Keighley has said that some of the games that were supposed to be announced at last year's event ended up hitting some delays, and they're probably going to be announced at the 2021 show instead. This was speaking to Game Informer, and Jeff Keighley opined that although next-gen gaming kicked off last November, we haven't seen a lot of new next-gen IP because of the delays. As a result, there's a general consensus that the PS5 and Xbox Series consoles lack games that exclusively make use of the new hardware. And here's a direct quote. A lot of the stuff has been delayed. I have games that we were going to announce last year at the Game Awards and we're probably going to announce this year. They were delayed at least a full year. The thing that I think has happened with a lot of next-gen boxes is people buy them, yet play their old games on them. They look better, right? It's a better quality of life. The attach rate with these new systems has not been great, partially because of the Game Pass thing, but also to play Warzone and Fortnite or stuff they already have. Even though people are buying the systems, they don't have those true next-gen showcase titles to play. They are coming. Those are the ones that have been delayed. Performance capture is really hard to do in the middle of everything that's been going on. All of these story games that we love take a lot of time to make. Now, this is a very interesting statement from Jeff Keighley, in my opinion. I think it's kind of funny. He took a slight little jab there at Game Pass, which is pretty funny, but he does mention things such as Warzone and Fortnite and how, naturally people are going to continue playing those games even when they get new consoles. But I just feel like he's alluding to something pretty significant here when it comes to some of the games, maybe, that we could end up seeing announced at the Game Awards. He's talking about mocap, he's talking about story-driven games, and I think he's making it pretty clear that we can expect to see some next-gen story-driven single-player games announced at this event, which is a big deal to me. And I can't help but focus on what he's saying about some of the games that people were maybe anticipating to be revealed at the Game Awards last year. I know some people are gonna not want to hear me say this, but last year when I was streaming the Game Awards, it seemed like the two big games that were on most people's minds were Silent Hill and Metal Gear, to some extent, like a Metal Gear remake of some sort. And so I can't help but wonder if maybe now's the time. I don't want to get ahead of myself. We know where this road leads, but either way, I have to admit that this is the thing that's really drawing me to the Game Awards. I mean, I don't really care too much about the awards themselves, but I really hope that Jeff was able to lock in some solid reveals this time around. And I like what he's saying. He's talking about next-gen games and how these games are coming, and, you know, they take a while, and we're probably going to see some of these types of games revealed at the event. I don't see any reason why he would say this if he wasn't planning on showing some of them off. So, you know, I gotta admit, I'm getting a little bit excited about some of the reveals we could see at the Game Awards. But we're gonna move on to the final topic, which is a bit of a disappointing one. We're following up on the Marvel's Avengers Spider-Man DLC because apparently we're learning that it doesn't come with any story missions because it's a PlayStation exclusive. So the gameplay director of Marvel's Avengers said that we want to spend our efforts on content that everyone can enjoy. So we chose to spend a lot of our energy on the Claw raid that's coming up at the same time. Really, that's a simple decision for us. Spider-Man can play all the content, but then we release a piece of content that's good on all platforms. Really, that was a decision that's been that way since the beginning. The article continues, backlash ensued when Spider-Man's PlayStation exclusivity was first announced. Crystal Dynamics said at the time that it had no control over the decision, which stemmed from a business deal between Square Enix and Sony, since the latter holds the rights to the Spider-Man franchise. And, you know, to me, this is, I guess, not all that surprising. Like, their reasoning is pretty sound. You know, I'd say that's a good reason not to make story content for Spider-Man because it's exclusive and you don't want to lock other players out. But at the same time, I just kind of think to myself, like, isn't that kind of what people wanted out of this? Isn't that what people were going to be excited about? And so to me, this whole thing just feels pretty pointless, right? You know, it feels like this deal between Sony and Square Enix just shouldn't have even happened, because I did watch a little bit of the gameplay and it doesn't look terrible or anything like Spider-Man's character and his combat, but it really just, it gave me a greater appreciation of what Insomniac was able to achieve. And I know that some people are gonna be like, look, dude, you're trying to compare, you know, a full-blown AAA Spider-Man game to a piece of DLC. I understand they're not going to be the same, nor should they be, but it really just, I don't know, it just kind of makes me feel like this whole thing was kind of pointless. Not necessarily bringing Spider-Man into the Avengers, but the exclusivity deal, because as a PlayStation fan and somebody who plays on PlayStation, I have no interest in this. I thought that at the very least, if there was like some story content, maybe I would be, but knowing now that there isn't, I couldn't care less. So that's my 2 cents. Maybe you guys can let me know what you think. And that's probably the final update I'll have for you on the Spider-Man Avengers DLC. But that does it for the video, guys. Leave your thoughts down in the comments below. I'll be interested to see what you have to say. Again, leave the video a like if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you're new. Hit the bell notification icon, and feel free to share the video out on top of all that. But until next time, guys, take care.